The last 2 weeks since my last update, I felt stronger every day since then. I've been doing a lot of exercises with a rubber band, which I'll show you right here. I have one of these physio rubber bands, and I just place it around the end of my foot, and I'll do 30 with my knee bent to get the soleus in the calf, and then I will do 30 with it straight and do 30 that way. So I'll alternate back and forth, and in between doing a set of each of those, I will just hold the stretch here at neutral. So I hold it there at neutral for 30 seconds to a minute, and then go right into my next set. I also do with those seated calf raises. So I'll just do them here on the floor, and I know you can't see them right now, and because my Achilles is torn, I can't get up to move the camera enough for you to see. But I just do seated calf raises, and I'll do sets of 30 and reps of 30 and sets of 4 with that as well. And I'll try to do those every couple of hours. I now have 2 wedges out. I've taken 2 wedges out on December 24th. The doctor took one out that day, and then he told me to take another one out on Boxing Day. And the last one will come out on January 1st on New Year's. So I'll start the new year completely flat. When I first got the first lift out, I was a little worried. I thought it was going to be pretty tight, my Achilles, and I was worried it was going to stretch and maybe snap again. But I actually felt no tearing at all, and the doctor said that the Achilles had grown in fully. He could barely tell where the gap was. It is pretty much filled in completely. He felt it was strong, and he gave a pretty good tug on it, and he felt all the way down the Achilles and was shaking it back and forth, and pushed up on the toes a bit, and you know, it felt pretty solid to him. So he's quite pleased and surprised actually about how well it had grown back in just, you know, 6 weeks, I think it was. Yeah, it's 6.5 weeks now, so at the 6-week mark. So he was happy with that, which made me happy with that. And so yeah, I've been just doing my exercises, and outside my calf exercises, just to keep blood flowing well and everything. Every second day I have a sauna that I go in, an infrared sauna. I'll go in there for 20 minutes or so, then I'll get on the exercise bike with the boot on. I'll pedal for 15 or 20 minutes on the exercise bike with my boot on, and then I'll do dumbbell and rubber band workouts for my chest, shoulders, back, bis and tris, and I'll do those continuously and without taking a break in the set, going from one body part to the next, just to try to stay relatively fit somewhat. It's hard when you're sitting around and you're boredom eating at times, and trying to be aware that you're boredom eating and trying to eat as healthy as possible, which is even harder over the holidays. A lot of chocolate and stuff around. So, but so far, as much as the injury is terrible and brutal, I've been as happy as I can be with the results of my recovery based on what most people go through. So I'm really happy with it. For those of you out there suffering with it, remember, this is something that takes time. I want to rush into doing more and doing more, but in the back of my head, from the other people who have done videos on this and from everything, all the research that I've read online, rushing back is the worst thing to do for a re-rupture. And the thought of starting over again and going through what I went through those first 2 weeks of not being able to really move at all in the bed, and back with an iWalk and crutches and stuff like that, that's dreadful. So I'm just going to take it slow and easy, but still kind of progress as much as the doctor and physio, and as much as I know my body pretty well. 22 years professional wrestling, and I've broken, dislocated, separated everything. So I'm used to healing from injuries, but this to me seems to be the worst, because it's taken away so much of my freedom to move about. And so can't drive yet, which is frustrating. The boot's on my right foot, so it's on my gas pedal foot. Can't drive yet, which is very frustrating. So I'm My wife's my chauffeur, so I have to go around her schedule to go places. I've only been out of the house maybe a handful of times because, as I mentioned before, I live on a split entry home, so getting up and down the stairs in those first few weeks, every story I've heard of re-ruptures was on the stairs, so I didn't even want to take the chance. I thought I can get by this for 4 weeks and not have to worry about restarting again. So that's where I am right now. New Year's Eve or New Year's Day, another wedge comes out. Back to physio on January 4th and 5th. Get some more work done and try to bring things up to another level. So that's the plan, and hopefully everything will go well here for the new year. The plan is at the next physio, he said, bring both your sneakers. He said, because we're going to be doing some exercises outside of the boot, which is a little scary, but you know, you got to leave it in the hands of the professionals at times and go with what they know. So it's progress, and if the doctor and the physio have that much confidence that I can go without the boot and start the next thing, then you know, I'll go and give it a go and, you know, listen to my body at the same time. I hope that helps anybody, and maybe people that have the same injury, this can be a measure for their progress along the way. And happy holidays, Merry Christmas everyone, and